What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So this is where we at. You see the title of the broadcast, and this is a damn shame out here. Listen, look, people, apparently FEMA just sent over 59 million to New York for, immigrants, other things like that. Listen, look, they just sent this. Now, I thought they weren't supposed to be sending money. Then on top of this, I thought FEMA didn't have no money.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Somebody better tell me something. Somebody better tell me something. I thought FEMA didn't have no money because just a few months back, they didn't have no money to help them people in the Carolinas of the hurricanes and stuff. Why y'all didn't have no money then, but you got money now to send to the migrants and hotel? Man, come on, people. So we're about to dive off into this. Let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
We're also learning that millions of your taxpayer dollars went to house illegal migrants in New York City. DOGE leader Elon Musk wrote, the DOGE team just discovered that FEMA sent $59 million last week to luxury hotels in New York City.
Last week, this was just last week, they sent this money. Where was this money at for them people in the hurricane? Come on, man.
To house illegal migrants. Sending this money violated the law and is in gross insubordination to the president's executive order. That money is meant for American disaster relief and instead is being spent on high-end hotels for illegals. A clawback demand will be made to recoup those funds.
I know that Secretary Noem and her team have confirmed that all those who were involved in hitting send on that $59 million payment against the president's executive orders and his agenda will be terminated. We are not going to allow rogue bureaucrats in this city to obstruct the will of the American people.
Interim FEMA Administrator Cameron Hamilton wrote, I want to thank the DOGE team for making me aware of this. These payments have all been suspended from FEMA. Personnel will be held accountable.
All right. That's what we like to hear, accountability out here. Let's give a round of applause for that. All right. Some accountability here. Okay, so we're going to go here now. We're going to keep diving, people. So we're going to go to Fox and see what they have to say on this situation.
Fox News alert moments ago, we received this together. We received a statement from the DHS regarding the $59 million sent from FEMA to New York City migrants last week. Quote, 4 employees being fired today for circumventing leadership and unilaterally making the egregious payment for hotels for migrants in New York City. We have not announced it yet, so we have it first. There's going to be firings, the names are going to be out, and let's bring in New York Congressman Mike Lower. Congressman, your thought about that move?
Well, it's long overdue, frankly. These funds have been misappropriated going back to the Biden administration, and New York City, a sanctuary city, has been wasting billions of dollars of taxpayer money, billions with a B, to provide free housing, clothing, food, education, and health care to illegal immigrants, including criminal aliens that are here illegally. And so, I applaud, frankly, DHS for taking action to stop these payments under President Trump's leadership, because we have incentivized cities like New York and states like New York, a sanctuary state, to allow this to continue, and it has to stop.
Look, it cost New York, and it's a little selfish of us, billions of dollars because the water was wide open for 4 years. And the mayor that spoke up got exiled in the Democratic Party. Ironically, he's about to be, I guess, in a way, pardoned or protected by this president.
Right. And the thing of this is Donald Trump already had said about Eric Adams that he was being railroaded and things like that. Trump already knew what was going on. That's why he was fighting so hard to keep Trump out of office. They didn't want none of this to get discovered. All this money and stuff like that going all over the place and not going to the people that are actually paying the taxes out here is a huge problem. I don't care who doesn't like it. Even if you're an American that is, oh my goodness, those people, they need help. And yeah, they need help. They need help back to their country where they can make their country great again. I mean, it's not that hard, people. It's not that hard.
Who sees a lot of the targeting of Mayor Eric Adams as the same thing that happened to him.
No question. Eric Adams spoke out against what the Biden administration was doing. He said that the migrant crisis was, quote unquote, destroying New York City. Kathy Hochul authorized billions of dollars of state taxpayer money to pay for all these expenditures. Meanwhile, she's fleecing hardworking New Yorkers $2,500 just for the privilege of driving to work.
Wow. And that is true. They did put up some type of new system up there in New York to where they're charging drivers to drive it around the city. I'm not talking about the tolls that go on up there. Like, listen, look, I've never lived in New York a day in my life, but I do know what's going on in my country. So they do have tolls in New York and things like that they have to pay to cross over bridges. I think maybe to go to Jersey and stuff like that, you know, back and forth and things. But yeah, now they're charging people to drive their vehicles within the city. So where's that money going? Where's that money? Is that money going to the illegals too? Is that money going to, you know, I guarantee you, I know it's going to somebody's pockets as well too.
What the French toast is there to think about?
I know some people are getting that money in their pockets. You know, how you going to charge people for driving on the streets that we designed the streets to be driven upon? New York is just, I don't know. New York is disgusting to me with the way that they treat their citizens and stuff. They're just sucking the life out of everybody's pockets. It's crazy out here. That's crazy. Man, this is sad.
It really just speaks volumes to how inept, incompetent, and corrupt New York has become under feckless leadership.
Right.
We have to stop this massive influx at the border, which is what President Trump is doing. But we have to stop incentivizing states and cities like New York by spending billions, and in this case from FEMA, $59 million to support their efforts to circumvent federal law. That's really what this boils down to. States like New York are circumventing federal law, allowing illegal immigrants to get benefits and access to taxpayer money.
All right, so let's talk about something else that's just bizarre that's happening in New York. New York's top court set to consider non-citizen voting in New York City elections today. Get this. Non-citizens, you don't belong here, you're not registered, blowing off court appearance, doesn't matter. That would add 800,000 non-citizen voters. Why is this even a discussion?
What is this? Non-citizen voters? Hold on, man. Hold on. I'm sorry. I got to do it. Hey, this for New York people.
Bitch, you're a Dorito. You was never chose. You're a Dorito, bitch. And you're mad that you're not chose. And you never will be chose.
This is crazy. Non-citizen voters. America's it's just getting completely out of line. Completely out of line. And once upon a time when black people had to fight for their right to vote and stuff like that, now that black people did this and we have these things and these certain laws in place, the rest of these people from around the world think that they're going to come over here and use and dive off over here on the backs of our ancestors as black people, you know what I'm saying? Because we fought to get laws in place for voting rights and things like that. Now they're just taking this all the way out of hand here. Non-citizen voting. What is this? So you're going to disrespect the people of this country by allowing people who are not even citizens to vote in our elections? Y'all about to start a huge problem out here.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
It shouldn't be. New York Republicans fought back against this effort several years ago. We were victorious in the lower court and the appellate division, and now it goes to the Court of Appeals. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit concerned because the New York Court of Appeals has been corrupted by Kathy Hochul and New York Democrats. This is why they tried to gerrymander our maps again last year. They added people who are way too progressive for the court to try and move the court in a different direction. I am concerned, certainly, that the Court of Appeals will make a political decision and not follow the Constitution. It is very clear. Non-citizens do not have the right to vote in our elections, period. There's a reason New York is a sanctuary state and city, though. And the reason is they want illegal immigrants counted as part of the census. That gives them more congressional seats and it gives them more electoral votes.
Right. And see, that's the problem right there. It's the greed. And the situation here is they're still trying to undermine the situation here for the next election. They want to get these people in here. They want to get these people the legal way to vote. So when the next election come around, the Dems could get back in office or definitely have a fighting chance. This is ridiculous right here. We cannot allow non-citizen voting. I don't care who doesn't like this. It doesn't matter to me. If you disagree, get down in the comments. Let me know. But all I'm saying is, though, we cannot allow this type of situation to go on. We had so much go on in this country throughout the decades and centuries and stuff like that, to where black, white, we had our issues. We come to a point now to where we kind of halfway deal with things. And now, we got these outsiders of our country coming over here off the backs of black people and using our fight to, sit around here and get paid and, live in high-rise hotels, eating lobster and shrimp all goddamn day. And I got to go to work and pay for this shit. And you do too. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Highly egregious, highly disrespectful. And for these politicians to want to sit around here and think that they're going to have a good time out here trying to legalize voting for non-citizens, they got a huge problem on their hands. We ain't going.
That's what this all boils down to. They want them to be able to vote in our elections. I fundamentally believe that it is wrong. It violates both the U.S. and New York State constitutions and needs to be prohibited. And if the court had any courage or any conviction at all, it will reject this outright today.
You would think, because they want to loosen up that. Next thing you know, non-citizens voting in general elections. They'll figure out a way to do that. You know what I think it is? Republicans getting very close in New York to winning a lot of traditional Democratic seats, maybe even the governor's mansion. And they got to start letting everybody know that we're going to have to maybe bend the rules a little to stay in power. Mike Lower, thanks so much.
Right. And you know what I'm saying? What he said about the governor's mansion, things like that, because at the end of the day, it seems like Eric Adams may be going Republic here. It seems that way. Now, don't quote me, but I'm saying though. But the thing of this is right here, and let's just break this down. We have a huge problem here. We have enemies, domestic enemies in our country. And I've said this in previous broadcasts and things like that, that we are supposed to protect this country from foreign and domestic enemies. And we have to wake up and finally realize that we have a lot more domestic enemies that are working with foreign enemies than not. And it's a huge issue. And these people are trying their best to keep things going the way that they were going. And then that's the reason why they're mad at DOGE, all this type of stuff, because the DOGE is revealing a lot of information about our finances that's created a huge problem. Can't nobody move any money no more like they used to. Follow the dollars. The dollar's always going to make the sense. Real talk. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.